Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be kind of showing you how I predict the CPI, and this is not my first time. I actually predicted the last CPI, predicted last FOMC, and no, I do not take these plays. I have a rule not to play any events, and I think it's for the better, but maybe in the future, if I have an insane amount of capital, maybe I'm really green on the day, or maybe I was really green yesterday, maybe I'll take a gamble in these, because you can make a lot of money. And even though I was right, it's still hard to get an exact entry. And if you try to enter, say, it in this situation, a 3631, and you have a 5-point stop loss, well, that 5-point stop loss is still going to be a big loss if it hits. And what happens is you can see it hits, and then it totally reverses on you. So I would not recommend playing these if you do not have like $1 million capital count to play with, which I don't yet. So just stay out of these, use these for educational purposes, but you can still predict these and kind of test your understanding of how the market moves and how the chart actually sets it up. So obviously no one knows what the actual CPI is going to be, but the chart does set itself up. There is smart money who kind of has a really good feeling before, so the chart sets up in kind of a way where it creates liquidity, and we hit that liquidity in reverse, okay? And what does that mean? So if we look at my Discord, this is what I said. So the other day I said I had these equal highs on. I drew these equal highs yesterday at market close, and this last equal high formed at 12:05, and retail traders see this as a double bottom. And I kind of put this in a few different chats, and I'm like, these equal highs look really suspicious. And what does that mean? Well, I thought that we were going to go up and hit these equal highs. I said it in multiple chats. I'm not really going to prove to you guys that I said that. But these equal highs and equal lows act as a magnet. So here are the equal highs that ran, and here are the equal lows that ran. These are relatively equal lows. We got boom, 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 boom. We run under these, take out stop losses, then we totally reversed. And that was the move that got us up to these equal highs, which is another magnet. And we also took liquidity under this swing low. So we went on this swing low, we took liquidity, and then we reversed. And let me just make this a dotted line so it's more obvious that it's not support and resistance, because it's not at all. So what we did was we went under these equal lows, reversed up to this where I thought we would initially go, and I wasn't sure if we were going to go into this or not, but we ended up taking this sell side too, and then we reversed. So we kind of took both here. And in Discord, I said these equal highs when they hit, because the other day in chat I said these two looked really suspicious, and I said if we are bearish, this should happen. I said this at 8:28 a.m. and I had this drawn on my chart. And I sent this in a couple other places at like 8:25 a.m. This was the last place I literally sent it to, right before CPI came out. And what happens? You can see I was correct. So I thought we'd go up, and then I thought we would drop, and that's literally exactly what happened. And how do I kind of know this? So stemming from the idea that the market is moved on liquidity, and how the chart kind of sets itself up with liquidity before the market actually has a decision, and any news event, any CPI data, whatever. Kind of going from that idea, I thought that we'd go over this, because you can see this was the previous day's high, so this was Wednesday's high. And imagine how many of your friends, or imagine how many people have been like, oh, I'm gonna keep a stop loss above yesterday's high, whatever. Well, that's perfect for the market makers, because what they do is they bring the price up, they stop those out, and then they reverse. So I saw these were equal highs. So these equal highs again looked really fishy. So since I was bearish on CPI, I thought, well, we set up these equal highs perfectly, which goes along my bearish bias, not because you're gonna take a breakout trade here, but only because this is where the stops are. So that's why I said I thought we'd go above this and then we'd dump. And again, when we went above this 3634 to 3641, that's a 7-point zone. And again, that's not really, like, you could enter anywhere above there, but there's not really solid entry right there. This is a fair value gap right here, but it was already kind of used, as you can see. And we rejected this fair value gap at first again, but again, I don't take fair value gaps twice. And then we went up above this liquidity line, and then we rejected. So maybe this was some fib or something, but it wasn't really a clear fair value gap. I mean, it could have been a 1 minute fair value gap. I'm not going to go back that far and look, but you can see if you're bearish on an event, okay, you want to see stuff like equal highs or a double top setup, because you know that there's liquidity up there. And what does the market need to reverse? It needs liquidity. So that's why I predicted we go above this and then dump. And I wasn't sure how far we're going to dump. I just knew it would be a huge move. Obviously went more than 100 points. So that was pretty great. But yeah, hopefully you guys can understand this. If I was bullish on CPI, what I would have expected was I wouldn't have been bullish on CPI, because you can see in all of pre-market in the overnight session where you're making higher highs and higher lows. And see how small this wick up is compared to the down move? Well, there's no liquidity really to wick down to. I mean, technically, or there's this, like, say we wick down right there and then pumped. But again, this isn't really like a great liquidity grab. There's not going to be many stop losses here. The stop losses are probably going to be way down there. And what that means is CPI isn't going to wick. It's not going to wick like 50 points and then move up. Usually CPI wicks like 10 to 20 points. And in this situation, it wicked about 20 points. So that's kind of why I wasn't bullish on this morning. But if I was, I would have wanted to see some sort of equal lows or something set up right here and then go wick below that and above. But obviously the chart never presented that setup, so that's why I was bearish this morning. So again, you could use this for educational purposes. I recommend not playing these events unless you have a really, really good idea. I have a few buddies who play them and make money all the time because they have like a 90% win rate when playing these events, because they know where it's going to go, because they know that the chart sets it up first. It sets itself up first. So again, please do not play these events with a lot of size. What I would do is paper trade them in the future, see if you can get them down. Maybe if you get enough of them right, you can start trading with real money. Who knows? But always look to where liquidity is. Always look to see how the chart sets itself up before an event, and you will be able to read this market much, much better. So hopefully you guys learned something, and without further ado, enjoy the rest of your night. Peace.